Hiya Kenny, a little bit of going to school time. What I'm going to do is run you through how I do my, or one of the ways I do my slow motion stuff. So I'll just open Pinnacle. No. Maximise it so it's full screen, or maximise it so it's full screen. Now in Pinnacle I pretty much ignore those. That's for exporting your movie. You have edit. I've never used import mode except for when I first bought the program. It's a simple drag and drop. But here is important. Here you have the editor. I have nothing selected down here in my work line, so it's empty. And here you have your library. Now your library consists of all these transitions, effects, musical editing modes, all become active in editor mode, and they're all visible here in the library. So you can see there I've got standard titles there. That's for text overlays. I've got soundstage for editing sound. I've got transitions for editing transitions. Now if they get too cussery, you just close them. They're still active down the side here, and they tend to accumulate a little bit. So it doesn't hurt to have a clean up. And on that, top of that you have your folder, which is called a project bin. A project bin stores the stuff that you bring in to make movies with. As you finish movies and that, you have to clean it every now and again. So that's just a simple delete selected, and it takes it out of the bin. So your bin stays fairly clean. You can open a number of new bins and have a bin for this project, a bin for that project, but again it clutters up the computer eventually. Anyway, back to what we're going to do. What I want to do is have a little play with just one trick out of that acrobatic routine. I have already been playing with it quite independent to you, so that's the clip I'm going to have a play with, or it's a section of it. Now if you look down here in tracks, you'll see one. I'll put that back on the full screen. There's a scroll bar, and you can have as many tracks as you like. You have the video component there with the eye, showing with the eye, and the audio component of that track showing there. You also have a padlock, so if something's on there that you don't want moved, click on the padlock. That locks that track so it can't be accidentally edited, changed or altered in any way. Because I know I'm going to be doing some slow-mo stuff, which requires two tracks to do in the way I'm going to show you, I'm going to just drag and drop that clip into track 2, because later I'm going to put something in there. If I forgot to do that, no worries, I'll right click on there, insert new track above, and it'll put a new track in there for me. And you always remember the top track, the track that's on top, shows above or in front of this track. Okay, so this is the acrobatic routine. First thing I do with it, you see the orange border, that shows it's highlighted. If you click off it, lose the highlight, so highlight it to make it active. I want to right click. Because I'm going to be mucking around with time, I don't want the audio to be stuffed up, so I detach the audio. That's now two tracks. One audio track, one video track. Audio track I'm not going to edit, move or do anything, so I don't accidentally cut it and make it into multiple clips and cause myself complications. I'm just going to lock it. Audio won't change. I'll probably want to expand it a little bit, which is the same as Wavelab. You just drag it along the bottom, and then I'm going to go looking for the clip I want. Okay, that's the trick I'm wanting to play with. So, and you can drag your your timeline bar, and that'll give you a visual edit at whatever speed you want, so you can find things, find exact spots. Now I reckon I'll have her running up normal. When she does the jump to do the trick, I'll slow it down, so I just want to right there at the start of the jump. Yeah, that looks like a good spot to start it, so I'll get it so she's in a spot. Now all I do from there is go up to here. As you can see, that's the split clip. Click on that and it will split the clip at that point. Now it gets a little bit confusing. You see that they're both active there. You actually have to click on that one so you don't edit this one. Move her through the trick. And try and find a nice spot at the point at the end where you want it to return to real time. Oh, actually that's lovely there. A nice little pose. So the bars on that, I just split the clip again. So you notice that trick now is its own clip. I'll just look at that again. God, if it goes just a fraction longer, you'll have that light change. So what I'm going to do is just, sometimes it's a bit hard to see, I'll select that clip and I'll see my little pushing bar, and that will stretch that clip. So it goes into that second phrase a bit better. Okay, now this last clip, I don't want that to change. I don't want to influence it with the slow motion at all. So all I'll simply do is just drag it up a click. It lines up, it has a fine thing. So that's still continuous play, even though it's in a different track with nothing visible. Now, our one that we want to edit there, I'll just show you it in full screen preview. We're on that script, we see it's orange around it, so it's selected. Then we go up here to editor mode, click on the editor. Now here's all your edit bar up here with all your properties, and if you click on effects, that opens a new bar for different effects that you can use. I want pan and zoom on editor. No, I don't. I want go along time remapping, which adjusts the speed. Now you've got anchor frame, which means that the frame is locked in position and you tell it how much you want to stretch or shrink it by. See the image moving on there as I speed it up? But the frame stays anchored and doesn't move. So if you played that would actually play that. You would have a blank area here and then go to the next clip. I can show you. Horrible and messy, but that has it. It's still transitioning it actually. Now I'll just go back on that one to make all that processing disappear. Click the bar. The back button is massive. You can go back right to the last time you saved something. So what I want to do is go time remapping. Now what I want to do is go manual stretch, which is there. I want to maintain smooth motion so it doesn't get stuttery. If the audio is still attached, you would press hold pitch so it doesn't sound like the chipmunks. The audio is separate, so it doesn't matter. Now you can see that yellow bar there across it. I haven't changed anything yet, it's still the same. Now what I'm going to do is put that there. You'll see that the icon has a little push bar, and I'm going to stretch it, and I'm going to stretch the image to about there. I don't know what that'll look like yet, and it only takes a few seconds to process normally. So I'm going to have a look and see what that looks like. That didn't look too bad. Maybe it was a bit too slow, so I'll come back a little bit. There's no rule. This is all to do with aesthetically how you want it. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, there's not too much blur in the leg. That looks pretty nice. I'll have one look at it in full screen preview, which will show you what the finished product's like. That looked good. You notice that the clip didn't end properly. Why it didn't end properly is this one is in front of it. So anything from here back, you're not seeing. But that clip has to stay there. I'll even drop a mark. Mark drops on your timeline bar to show me exactly where that is. If I accidentally move it, I can just drag and back to that time bar. Now, because I can't see this one to edit here, what I have to do is make that visible. So if I go to the front, I just click on the eye, which turns that off, so it's no longer visible. If you look there, you're seeing the slow-mo clip still. So I'll go back to the slow-mo clip. That looks really nice. Helps if it make it visible again. See that there? You'll see the other image coming in at the point it was supposed to, but see how it's behind her? She'll be disappearing in slow-mo, and the other person will be appearing in natural time with no loss of image and still in sync with the music. I'll play that for you. The problem now is they're damn well sitting on top of each other. There's no joy in that. So we can go to, we select one, we can go to editor and go to pan and zoom to edit it, which is a bit arduous for a little clip like this. Bigger clips it becomes more important. So all I'm going to do is, once this clip here is active, I double click on the image and you see the box frame start up there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move her forward left and put the back image here across to the right. So when they come on screen, they'll come on screen together. So I just grab that corner, drag it, which zooms it in slightly, and pull it down a little bit. Now what I have to do here is make sure that she doesn't go out of shot at all. So I just grab that, go back to the start of the clip, and let's just slowly walk her through it. She's coming to the left hand side of the screen now, not center. She's still in shot, still in shot. That's staying framed nicely. And of course now you can see she's on the left hand side of the screen. This edit mode doesn't work really good with an effect, so I'm going to get rid of the effect. And we'll move up to here, click on that box so it's active. There she is. Again, remember they were both in the center. Well, I'll get her and I'll drag a little bit bigger. I don't know why that's going back to the start. Okay, so I've got to move her up a little bit. Still up a little bit. That doesn't look too bad. We'll just walk her through her. I'm taking her head off, I think. Yeah, I'm just losing your head there, so I'll bring it back down a bit. And that frames her nicely there. And she's on the right side of the screen. I'll make her visible again. And she's on the left side of the screen, so they should show up fairly well with each other. See? Left, right. She looks a little bit odd being a bit higher, but I'll just drag it down a bit. That's better. That's lovely. So, if I do the blend again, just redo it. Back to where the two clips join. Go back before it. Put it into full screen mode and let's see what we've done. That was nice, but I think the transition was a bit slow. So what I'm going to do is stretch the slow-mo. She'll go a bit slower. There you go. I've stretched the slow-mo a bit and increased the transition so the blend will last a bit longer. Just wait for that to process. It's all done. And we'll have a look again. There you go. Okay, that clip ends there. I have more footage on other stuff, but that shows you one way of introducing slow motion, going from one scene to another scene, staying in sync with the music and losing no footage. If I grab the slow motion and drag it back so they're back in line, you'll notice that you've lost no footage at all. You've just put a soft blend in. If you want the slow motion to go slower, just go further. It's that quick and easy to adjust it. The only thing you have to do once you've done that is decide how you want the finish to look. Cool, eh? I won't save that because I'm just playing Let's Show the Kenny.